Okay, so I kind of like to think of the golf swing as having two swings, really. So this is designed to make you understand the big swing, right? How do you use your body efficiently to generate force, keep your arms generally on a plane, feel your weight shifting, big muscles, all that kind of stuff, right? That's how you get power, efficiency, understand plane, hand path, all those things. Then there's the more subtle swing, which is what's happening from your hands down, right? Which, like I said before, that's not a swing you can actually control. It's something that you can attune yourself to, right? So if you want to do this exercise, you'll see that you can only do this at one pace, right? Only happens at one pace. Try to speed it up. It comes apart. Try to slow it down. Well, you can't slow it down. There's no way to slow it down. In fact, trying to swing it as slowly as possible will give you the idea, okay, I'm not adding anything to that, right? That's it. So, how are you going to attune yourself to that in a golf swing? So I think the way to do it is to start small and be just very aware that this feeling you're getting here, now I'm going to translate that into a little shot. So I will toss it up a little bit until it comes to a rest. As soon as it wants to fall, I'm going to turn all the way with it, just like a full swing. So we're going to do this exercise. Right. Now that's a good way to hit finesse wedge shots, right? Very, very controlled, and you control how far it goes by. That's 30 yards for me. That's 40 yards. That's 20 yards. And no deceleration. Very even acceleration curve coming through the ball, which keeps your loft and everything controlled. But so get to where you can feel like you do that on a little shot and attune yourself the whole time to what the club head is doing, right? And then once you feel like, okay, at that speed I can attune myself. Now I'm going to go longer. Still the same thing, still attuned to the club head. So you go a little bit longer. You're just turning through it. Once you feel it, you realize how much more simple and easy to control that is than not attending to it, right? Trying to get your own idea of managing some control or doing some things. Just attune yourself, right? So then, let's keep going bigger. So we'll go to a full size of that without adding any kind of extra body strength, which we'll do at the last stage, right? So, full. There's a full, like, finesse wedge type of shot. So it's just like not adding any extra force. That very relaxed. That's about a 60-yard lob wedge for me. Now, so this is not a process you're going to do in 10 minutes like I'm describing. This is doing this, get a little longer, you realize not doing it anymore, so you go back. Take days and days and days and keep practicing, but stay with it. Right, so now I add the secondary part into it, right? So I've got the feeling for what that is. With the hand, what's happening below my hands now. How do I make more efficient motion with my body to add some extra to that? And that's going to be this shifting and turning motion. But you can see it's still attuned to the swinging, right? Still attuned to swinging up, dropping, going with it, just adding this shifting motion, which is going to add that extra power you want for a full swing. So you're going to build up from that. So now, still the same thing with my hands, but now I'm going to add that motion. So the hands are doing the same thing. Adding the motion, we'll see how much we can add to this by adding that extra body to it. So let's see what that one was. So that's about a 78 yard lob wedge, which is sort of normal. Now, there's another feature you can add, right? So that's 78 where it's very just coming in like this. Now, if I want to add some more to that, which you watch the pros, they tend to hit lofted wedges fairly low, right? So you can add, basically, take off loft, it's going to go farther. So I'm going to do that and try to take off some loft and see if I can add some distance that way. Not that you necessarily need to, you can play very neutral, but just for demonstration's sake. Let's see if I can really crank up a lob wedge to be bigger. Okay, so that's taking off loft and using a lot of body motion in there. That one wasn't much bigger. We'll try one more time. So that was bigger. That was about 90 yards for a lob wedge, which is, you don't need to hit a lob wedge that far, but just a demonstration. So that's where to work, but the important part is, for this exercise, learning to attune yourself to this tossing back, dropping, turning with it, toss back, drop, turn with it. That's where you start to get attuned to this and you develop a sense of feel. And once you have a sense of feel, you realize, like a lot of these other elements, if I'm attuned to that, I could stand sideways here. A perfectly decent shot. This other stuff about this being all the important things, and everybody would like to, how can we get rid of timing? Well, timing is 80% of the swing. So don't try to get rid of it, try to figure out how to have it. Same thing here. As long as I'm attuned to that pace, right? Pretty decent shot. Right down the middle. Right. It's because I'm feeling what this is doing, right? This other stuff is less important.